This podcast is presented by Kriva, a CBDA company that focuses on providing better health and wellness by using cannabidiolic acid to boost your body, enhance recovery, elevate energy, and increase calmness. The Kriva A team has a background in botanical therapeutics, research, and engineering, which makes their product reliable and natural. Whether you're an athlete or have aches and pains, Kriva is the product for you. No THC and naturally grown. Check them out at Kriva_CBDA on social. Wellness for people and the planet. Good afternoon, America. Welcome back to Is That Good? Sports Talk with a couple gingers. Today we got episode 16 with Jackson Blake and Joe Miller. They're both from the Chicago Steel, and they're also draft picks. So I think they're both in the top USHL kind of point leaderboard. So going to be a really cool interview. And yeah, stick around after Sports Talk. Vin, say hello to the folks.
Hey everyone. Hope you're all having a good Thursday morning or whenever it is you're listening to this. Today's Wednesday afternoon, and I just purchased a $10 bottle of coconut water.
Yeah,
which is
so
kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so funny story. I took. If you hear, sorry, Tom. Before I get into the story, if you hear little beeps here and there, I got the GoPro recording. I don't know if you guys have checked out our new YouTube, ITG Podcast YouTube. So I'm starting to get a little more
YouTube.
Oh yes, dope YouTube. But yeah, subscribe. But anyways, I'm starting to get more videos for that. I got a GoPro and get some on ice footage. So yeah, for now we have the UBS Arena tour, and then I did a little tour of New York City with the GoPro with some cool, like skyline pics. So check that out. And then next week I'm doing a day in the life of a junior hockey player. Vin is featured in that.
No way.
Yeah, it's the part.
Wait, did you already record it or?
Yeah, so it's the part where you're like looking in the camera and like you got your Is That Good hat on. And I did like a slow-mo. I'll show you it after. And it's you saying like, I was like, what hat do you have on there? And then it's you pointing and it says, Is That Good? But there's like, it's cool.
That's cool.
That's not the only part you're in.
Sick.
But
Sick.
It's a fraction. Like you're in a fraction of the video.
Yeah.
But it's a big part because, again, our hats are dope. So if you guys ever want one, again, DM me or Vin. Let's, what were we talking about? Coconut water?
Yeah. This is a 32-ounce bottle. So 32 ounces for $10 of coconut water.
Why'd you show it to the... You showed it to the mic because you thought we were recording.
No, I went like this I did show it to the mic.
Yeah, no.
I meant to go like
we're
this.
on a podcast, so you can't see it. But yeah,
That
okay. Well, we're
little...
we're recording the GoPro, so the YouTube channel will see it.
Yeah.
But anyways, keep going.
So Triggs convinced me to go to Market Basket with him for lunch. I wanted sushi. All you can eat sushi. It's pretty good. And
Is that good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. And Triggs decided he wanted Market Basket. So I could have filled my entire stomach up with sushi for $10 less than what I bought at Market Basket. Because this one bottle of coconut water costs
I will
$10.
say, though, no free ads, but Harmless Harvest coconut water.
It's mid.
I think it's great. It's got a little pink fluorescent color to it, a tint of kind of a pink. Well, it's called a diamond, but it's pretty, or a ruby.
I don't know. I don't
took
think,
a nice glug of the Harmless Harvest, but
I don't think
is glug a word?
No.
Oh,
definitely not. I don't think many people are huge coconut water fans, and I'm like on and off about it.
I'd say you're on the tail end.
I can tolerate
the spectrum
it, but I don't,
for coconut water.
I'd rather have regular water.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. But,
yeah,
I mean, there's a whole... Whatever. So, the main thing, we got to get into sports talk here, but there was a little bit of a coconut water debate on the way home. Like, I can't believe we just spent $20 on coconut water. And it is true, but if you look at if you look at the back, though, like, it costs a lot to harvest the coconuts and stuff. And
so what?
And it's
costs a lot to do a lot of things.
It's antioxidants,
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. I mean, to be or not to be. But let's get into our sports talk. And again, I can't. Sorry, Top Form Sport, but I can't. I have my phone, so it's pretty cool. The GoPro. I feel like I'm doing 2 ads here. So the GoPro, you can. I'll actually do it live here, so I can tap on my phone if you hear that beep, and I can control the GoPro from my phone.
What is it? An app?
Yeah, it's called Quick Pro. So I can, and then I'll hit pause off my phone. So, anyways, not gonna be able to do my my scripts for my ads, so I'm just gonna wing it, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory at this point. Episode 16, but Top Form Sport, just kind of again. Modern built for or a brand built for the modern athletes, kind of the everyday, fit people, and they have really cool. They're working on a protein shake bottle actually, so that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, if we could get an ITG protein shake bottle, is that good? But again, check out our friends at Top Form Sport. Again, we have the hoodies from them. They're unreal. Really great quality, super comfortable, and they're kind of moving into the protein shaker kind of part of the journey. So excited to continue that adventure with them. So check them out at Instagram at Top Form Sport. Let's get into football. Well, not any football.
The Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl, but kind of, I guess not it is the biggest week of the year for football. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's not even close. It's not even debate. It's the Holy Grail. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's 2 great teams. I don't think anyone expected the Bengals to be here at this point.
I think that's the biggest story of the Super Bowl, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that
it's Joey Burrow. I mean, a lot of people... It's not like the Rams weren't expected to make the Super Bowl.
No,
if you said the Rams were going to make the Super Bowl, you'd be like, yeah, they have a chance.
The Rams were favored for sure, but the fact that, Joey B with a very average offensive line, a good defense, I think underrated defense, and Jamar Chase being a rookie, I give credit to the Bengals, but, I think it's going to be a great Super Bowl. It's in SoFi Stadium, so Rams home advantage for sure.
Big time.
But, what I'm looking forward to is just kind of the overall. I look at this as kind of an offensive battle on 2 fronts. So you have basically 2 young guns, Jamar Chase and Joey B, obviously. And then on the other side, to kind of flip the switch, we have Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford, who are in the later parts of their career but playing their best football.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a cool little twist on it. But
it's going to be a very good game.
I think it's going to be high scoring for sure.
Yeah.
I think both defenses are good, but the offensive firepower, I guess you could call it, of both teams is almost... I mean, I would say Rams are more dominant. But, dude, I don't know. Bengals, man. I mean, they put up, 30... I mean, how many... That was 2 weeks ago. So how many points? It was 31 on the Chiefs or something? Or no, it was 30... 31, maybe. I don't know.
I think it was 31.
Whatever. A good amount of points on the Chiefs, who, if you can put that many points on the Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium, kudos to you, because, I mean, that's hard to do.
No, it's 27.
27, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
But, I may be talking the Bengals up, but shout out to Connor, because I asked him for my pick for this game, and he said the Rams. So I'm going to stick with the Rams. Again, because if you look at their roster, I mean, you got Aaron Donald, you got Jalen Ramsey, you got Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr., Van Jefferson. I mean, the list goes on the firepower. So I think that it's going to be, I want to say it's going to be a 20s game. So I'm going to say 28-21 Rams.
Did you mention Jalen Ramsey as well?
Yeah, I said Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller.
Oh, yeah. I kind of spaced out. I would have to think that your prediction's probably more likely to happen. But I'm going to have to go against you. So I'll take the Bengals here. I think Joey B he's not a loser, he's a winner. he wins those games, and he just seemed very calm, even for a second-year player who has no experience. Tore his ACL last year. Basically his first full season of NFL football. And he didn't look nervous at all. He looked very calm. Him and Jamar Chase both. And, I mean, I feel like every part of their team wants it,
Yeah, no.
Wants it even more.
Yeah, I agree. I think it will be one of those games, though, where, I mean, I know, granted, I got that down now. It's at SoFi. It's home advantage. Yeah. I think it's just going to be a kind of a heart game, emotion. It's the Super Bowl. Everyone's got adrenaline. Everyone's going to come out hard and fast. It's who can I don't even know what word I said. Yeah. Who can I can't say this word. Oh my gosh. Who can keep their exposure?
That's
composure.
Bad.
Oh wow!
Who can keep their composure?
I might have to just edit that all out. I might keep it in just for the giggles, but that's bad. That was bad. But yeah. So again, I think it's who can keep a level head, who can keep their tempo up, play I think keep a rhythm. Especially with the two offenses, just play fast. Don't play don't play a stalemate type of football. So again, that's kind of, I guess that's our take on the Super Bowl. We could go more into it, but again, I think it's two teams that got here through heart and passion and really good coaching, really good players, and it's just, they deserve to be here, both of them. It's one of those Super Bowls where I'm not mad about one team making it.
And this is where
where Bucks Chiefs is two teams where people are like, that's boring, or not boring, but that's kind of that's what the script was meant to be.
And the thing is, if it was a series like it is in hockey, it's like, okay, the Rams are gonna win, but one game, you never.
It's
know.
anyone's,
and you never know what can happen.
That is the one thing about the Super Bowl.
That's why it's gonna be very exciting.
I mean, it's anyone's day. It's who comes out. Harder and faster.
It's not. Having the more competitive team is just a small part.
Yeah. Well, how about that halftime show? I know we mentioned it, but I did a little more research. Yeah. So you got Kendrick's performing a new song.
Yeah. And it's expected. Did he say that he was? I heard that there was just
Yeah. So for the halftime show, I think, I don't know. Maybe they're just keeping it on the D-Lo. But so you got that, and then you got obviously Snoop Dogg, Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige. I mean, it's gonna be star-studded.
It's gonna be
just
so
loaded.
Sick.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I think halftime show. The Super Bowl is just great. I mean, you got the commercials. You got the halftime show. You got the game. I mean, it's just a great day. You get appetizers. You get wings. You get.
That's why the whole entire United States is watching that football game on the same day.
A lot of the world, too. It's not but if you're not watching the Super Bowl, it's dude, come on. It's Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday on the Super Bowl.
It's like a holiday.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to watch? The Olympics, snowboarding? I mean, over the Super Bowl? But I guess, getting back to it, it should be a good game. It's at SoFi Stadium on Sunday. So I'm taking the Rams. Vin's taking the Bengals.
I'm going to guess, are we doing scores?
Yeah, let's do scores.
I'm going to guess, so I'll have to say Bengals. I think it's going to be not like a shootout, but a pretty high scoring game. I'm going to go final drive. It's going to be 24-24. McPherson win the Super Bowl. 27-24.
Shooter.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. So, I like that. Well, I already gave mine, but I'll give it again for the GoPro. I'm going to do 28. I'm going to change it. You know what? I said 28-20 before. 21. I'm going to say it's a lower. I don't know. The way teams play is it's not going to be like a 14-10 game.
No way.
I'm going to say 35-31. That's my prediction.
That is a shootout, man.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. They're both offensive. It's,
I don't know. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, you say that for every one of my predictions, but then I get it kind of
I don't
close.
see it happening.
Yeah. Before we jump into, we're going to kind of briefly, we're going to kind of run over the news today just because, again, I don't have my phone notes available because of the GoPro, but So it's going to be a little shorter sports talk, which, I guess kind of can be a fresh air, a little more interview time.
But we have spent a while. I mean,
but we don't have...
Before football, we were talking
about...
I mean,
we have good content for it. But, I mean, that's kind of all... This is like Super Bowl. I feel like the whole pod should just be Super Bowl talk. But,
exactly.
But ending on the Super Bowl, what's kind of some, I guess, commercials in the Super Bowl? Obviously the Super Bowl's famous for commercials, kind of them being, for big companies, kind of their new ones and premiering them. What's kind of some in your past that you've recollected, big word, that's just been like, that's pretty funny?
Well,
I have a couple.
I mean, I can't think of any on the spot, to be honest with you. I just remember there being some like M&M ones that are good.
Yeah.
And some, there's always a good Doritos one.
Yeah. I was going to say the Star Wars. There's like the Darth Vader one.
Oh, you know which ones are always amazing is the Bud Light commercials. And I think they had Seth Rogen in one.
Yeah, those are funny.
Those are classic.
Yeah, no, that's like low-key my favorite part of the Super Bowl.
Watching the commercials?
Well, normally I'm like commercials. Oh, like fast forward.
Yeah.
No, like normal TV. Like if I'm watching, whatever,
Yeah.
NHL Network. I'm like, by the way, NHL Network has the weirdest commercials. Have you seen the one where it's like the nose, you put the nose thing and it clears your nostrils?
Yes.
What do they call it?
I don't know.
I don't know, but it's weird and it has like a close-up of the lady
like operating it.
Yeah, pouring like hot water in her nose, and it's like, do this for clear sinuses.
It works, though.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
I have not taken that route, but
really?
Yeah, I don't think I ever will, but it's a little too weird for me.
You should try it, man.
Yeah, I'll see you there. No, I'm kidding. By the way, that wasn't a fart. Have you ever seen Happy Gilmore? Sorry, we're kind of sticking with the movie quotes here, but the scene, so... he's at the driving range.
This is Triggs' favorite bit, by the way.
It gets some love in the locker room. But so not. I could do a whole Borat. If I could do Borat, I could do Happy Gilmore, but let's do Happy Gilmore. So he's at the driving range. He's just bombing him 400, and they're like, "Wow, you should come play in the Waterbury Open next week." And then he goes, like, the most sarcastic, he goes, "Yeah, all right, I'll see you there." And then does a thumbs down. And oh, my God, dude.
Did that one crack you up when you first saw that? Where you just...
Oh, dude. Way he says it, and, like, it's so sarcastic. It's like... It was just, like, the timing of it. No, actually, you know who brought it to my attention? When I first watched it, I was kind of like, okay, like, that's funny. But, like, Johnny Myers, because he's a guy I used to play hockey with. He... enacted it, and so he's like, whenever I'd be like, "Hey John, you want to go play golf today?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, right, I'll see you there." It's pretty funny, but
that is funny.
Nah, it's a good bit, but what were we talking about? Oh, commercials.
Yeah,
somehow we got into this, but yeah, we're kind of. This is kind of a week. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a weird week.
We've been really busy and YouTube, and we have games and stuff. So it's kind of a free flow pod. Just kind of relaxing, but
just listen to the sound of our
ASMR. Have you ever seen that?
ASMR? Yeah, I know what it is.
Bro, we got to start having an ASMR segment. It's like where you like.
It's just be me like.
You tickle the
microphone.
Yeah, do it. Do it in the mic. Just see what it sounds like.
Well, I mean, we'll probably have to edit it out, but.
No, you don't. Just do
Nobody
an
wants
ASMR.
to listen to me drinking water.
Nobody even listens to our sports talk. Who cares?
Fine. Ready?
Dude, that is so weird. I apologize for our listeners, but yeah, that was our ASMR segment. But I was listening to that the other night, dude. It was freaky, but it like put me in a trance to go to sleep. I passed out.
Bro, why are you listening? What were you listening to?
I saw it on TikTok, dude. It was like this like reel, and I'm like, wow, that was like kind of satisfying. And then I went on Spotify, but. Okay, anyways.
It's such a trap.
It was. TikTok's
a
a trap, but if you want to get views, that's kind of where you got to go. But yeah, so let's just kind of move in here. NHL. Again, not a lot to talk about. I'm kind of butchering my words, but as far as like the NHL goes, we had the NHL All-Star Game last week. So I guess just recap that for this week for NHL. And normally Vin does it, but we'll talk about a little bit of both. I watched it, so I probably know a little more than Vin does.
Yeah, probably a little more than me.
Yeah, but anyways, so yeah, it was a pretty good All-Star game, obviously in Vegas. So I'm sure the players had a lot of fun. They all on the interviews the next morning, they just looked like they had no sleep and were just like
Exhausted.
hungover, exhausted.
Oh yeah, they probably had a great night.
Yeah, I mean it was Vegas, but the city that never sleeps. So Friday night, you got the obviously the skills competition, which is an event over the years I think that's taken criticism, but at the same time people love it. So this year they try to spice it up by adding new events. So
yeah, we talked about that.
yeah, so Bellagio, the Fountain Face-Off. I'm just talking about like what I watch and how I'm reviewing it. So the Fountain
But that
Face.
hasn't happened yet, right?
Yeah, the All-Star Game was last weekend, bro.
I thought that was part of the skills competition.
Yeah, bro. This guy, man. Sometimes
Oh, they're the same
skills comp.
league.
Yeah, dude. It's
All right, you were talking like it was coming up or something.
no. The skills comp is the same weekend as the All-Star. They're back-to-back nights. It's like NBA with the dunk contest. Anyways, so the Fountain Face-Off, I would give it like an 8.5 out of 10. We're gonna do kind of rankings.
Did you like it? Who did well?
Well, no, it was. I liked it. It was cool. I mean, dude, they're on the Bellagio fountains, like
that looks
saucing pucks. Oh, dude, if we had ITG content on that, it was like, dude, the fountains were going up, and they'd be like sinking sometimes, or like the colors. It was really cool. But the part I didn't like was the players. They were like, it's cold. They acted like they didn't even want to be there. It's like, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, dude, be grateful. Like, you get to shoot pucks. You have to be on live TV saucing pucks in a competition in the Bellagio. But, I mean, whatever, I guess. So I give that 8.5.
That's lame.
So the next one Vin's going to do is the fastest skater. Just kind of give his ranking on it, and then we'll talk about the players that compete on it. So just give your ranking for the fastest skater.
What I think it's going to be?
Out of 10. No, what did you think it was?
Who did I think? What do you mean? What's the
Just
question?
like the overall event, out of 10.
Like what I would rate it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to give it a 7.5. I mean, one of the most important skills in hockey is being able to skate. So, it's pretty cool to see how some of the best skaters in the world move and kind of how it compares to us, which is like,
oh yeah,
well, a little embarrassing. But
honestly, dude, I was talking to Circe, our skating coach. Shout out Circe.
He like chirps. Yeah,
Is it Pro Edge Stride? Yeah, right. Pro Edge Stride hockey on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, check him out. But
yeah,
I texted him because we kind of had a little like who's gonna win, little like kind of on the side like our picks, and I was like, I think Chris Kreider, and he's kind of whatever. Not, he obviously he's a great player, but his skating's very robotic. But anyways, so I texted him after. I'm like, what'd you think of it? He's like, they didn't even like. That was terrible. They didn't even try, and it's true.
You don't think they tried?
Dude, their times were brutal. I mean, no one was even close to touching.
Who was in it? Can you tell me who was in it?
McDavid, Larkin, McCarr, Kuznetsov.
So McDavid doesn't want to go out there and try to get the best record?
I'm trying to think of... Oh, Kyrou. He won it. Jordan Kyrou won on St. Louis. But anyways,
faster.
So yeah, normally like the time, they were like slow times. Like, and I was like not too impressed with it, but yeah, I would agree with your ranking 7.5. That's fair. But
I didn't know how like poorly everyone treated it. I'd probably give it less.
Yeah, but I guess the next one would be I think the coolest one, the breakaway challenge. So I'm sure you saw stuff on Instagram.
Oh yeah, like Zegras' move is sick.
Yeah, so you got Zegras' move with obviously it was like a dodgeball theme, Average Joe's, and he does like the Michigan
blindfold.
It was like it wasn't the Michigan. It was like a Zorro, Spino, like
hold it,
yeah, toe-y,
and then a lacrosse throw into
left
the net.
Corner. Is that good?
It was sick.
It was sick.
And he did it blindfolded with their goalie.
And then you had like Hughes did like this magic trick with the kid, and the only reason he got 10 out of 10 was it was a kid and he threw his stick in the stand like Hughes Selly. And then Pietrangelo won for like basically just because he was on Vegas. So I would give that 5 because I think again it was like the whole point of it's the winner should be who has the coolest move. And it was just like a fan favorite win. So, I'm not a huge fan of that one.
It's not as exciting, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, but anyways, so
there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, and then you had hardest shot. So Hedman won that one. Again, not like that impressed in that event. Tom Wilson competed in it though. It was like 103, but the winner's normally like 107 is like that's Char's record. But anyways, yeah, that was okay. I'll give that like a 7. You know.
I mean, that one can only be so entertaining. You're just watching them shoot.
Yeah.
But it is pretty cool when they get a good score.
Yeah.
You're like, damn.
Yeah. Accuracy shooting. Again, I think I'm going to rank my rating up because they brought back the foam targets 4 for 4.
Who'd they put in there?
So the winner was... No, he did. So he did the 21 and 22, the blackjack. But...
Oh, really?
But anyways, he... No, it was... who was the winner? Oh, it was Sebastian Aho. He went 4 for 4. So... Kind of... Yeah, he's an underrated guy. But I would say that was like... I'm going to give that like 7.5-ish, kind of 8 area, just because they brought back the foam target. It's always cool to see how fast the guys can shoot.
That one's always a pretty cool one to watch.
Yeah, but yeah,
especially when they hit all 4, or when someone just ducks it and misses like 3 times in a row, and you're like, this guy stinks.
This guy. But yeah, I mean it was good. And then the last one's 21 and 22. So that one I actually like. I think that's got that cat heat for, but I actually thought that was pretty cool because I was on the. They shut down the strip. They got like a whole deck of cards board, and you got to just shoot and get 21. So if you got like ace queen, that was 21, right? And so they'd all take turns. But if you got like a 2, you could just kept going until you busted. But no, I mean no one did. The only part I didn't like was the part where like. They did like a sudden death, and there was 4 guys in it, and Stammer and Pavelski made it just because they were the first 2 to go. So Matthews and Kachuk didn't even get to go for the playoff.
Of the 21.
Yeah, so I didn't like that, but I'm gonna.
Oh, because they both got 21.
Yeah, so
I feel like that would be like pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
For those guys at least.
Yeah, but
well, clearly they both did it.
Yeah, I mean they're all studs. I mean, shooting for them is a joke, easy, but. Yeah, and then overall, I'd give that. I'm gonna give that like an 8.5 just because I thought it was cool on the strip. I'd say overall the All-Star Game, and I did a lot of the ratings, but Vinny didn't really watch. He was with his girlfriend this weekend. You want to give a shout out?
Oh yeah, shout out to my girlfriend, Kate.
Yeah, but anyways, so I kind of took over for that. I know he watched The Fastest Skater. That's kind of the only part he watched, but they're out to dinner. But anyways. I'm going to give the overall, just like the skills comp, just kind of everything about the All-Star Game. I'm going to give like a 7.58 just because it was in Vegas. And I thought adding the 2 new events was cool, and they brought some cool celebrities in. Derek Carr threw a football to Brinkett.
Really?
You saw that one, right, Breakaway?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So, yeah, that's about it for NHL. Kind of move into... NBA. Again, this is just kind of a shorter...
Do you want me to... Have the standings changed at all, or no?
No, I mean, we'll talk about that next week. Just, that was kind of an All-Star Game recap.
Yeah, okay.
But, again, majority of this pod was Super Bowl.
It's all the same
I guess you can take... Because you got your phone if you want to look up quick. The NBA All-Star Game's coming up. But, so they do a draft in the NBA All-Star. So it's pretty cool.
What do you want me to look up? Just that.
Yeah, so I'm saying they do a draft for the All-Star.
Yeah.
So, like, instead of, like, NHL used to do it. So the 2 captains are LeBron and Kevin Durant, and they basically draft their 2 teams. So, like, first they do a first and second round, and it's, like, starter pools. So, like, the starter pool, I think, is what? It's, like, Ja Morant. James. No, it's, like, it's these guys.
Yeah. It's Giannis... Steph Curry.
Say his last name.
Antetokounmpo. I bet you couldn't say it.
I did.
Can't even say keep composure.
Nice. Nice.
It's true, though.
Chirps.
On the mic.
On the mic.
Couldn't say it. Joel Embiid, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Jokic, Ja Morant, Andrew Wiggins, and Trae Young. Oh, also Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum, yeah.
His name was the only one that wasn't underlined. So.
Yeah. So that's the starter pool. So Kevin Durant, LeBron get to choose. They switch off. My first pick, mock draft first pick, I've been looking at some of them, is Curry for sure. The way the season he's been having.
Yeah, but...
I mean, because Durant and James is out. So, like, I don't know who's picking first, but I bet Curry's off the board.
Or Giannis. I mean...
Yeah.
That guy is...
It'll be one of those two.
Yeah. Definitely one of those two.
Yeah.
I mean, they're completely different players, you know?
Yeah. No,
Giannis,
I agree.
I'd say... Obviously, it's entertaining to see Curry shoot, but watching Giannis do, like, a windmill off the backboard or something...
Oh, yeah,
that's like
dude. That's
a lot
sick.
cooler to watch.
Yeah,
more
no.
entertaining.
Well, the dunk contest too. I'll be really interested to see because in past years, the dunk contest has taken some heat for
lack of creativity.
Well, and just like it used to be like the dunk contest. All the superstars competed. Mm-hmm. You know, Jordan was competing and he would win them. So like, I think they got to get back to having that standard.
Like all-stars.
Yeah, like all-stars and just kind of guys, big names. Granted, the big names don't always have the coolest dunks. Like, you know, in the past, you had Zach LaVine and who's the guy on Orlando? Shoot. Anyways, they had a huge duel. Remember that?
No.
They went like back and forth. He jumped over the mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it was, Gordon. Yeah, it was
Okay.
something Gordon. But, yeah, so that was... The dunk contest, like NBA skills comp is like kind of a joke. Besides the dunk contest is cool. Like I like to watch that. But so the draft is Thursday.
What would you say is your favorite like skills? Like NFL, NBA?
Oh, NHL for sure, just because of
NHL?
hockey. Yeah,
I don't know. I like the NFL one a lot.
The Pro Bowl?
Like watching the quarterbacks throwing they're hitting the targets and stuff.
Yeah, yes. I don't know. I just think it's kind of stupid, and they're like not in their gear, like they're in like
it's true.
sweatsuits.
It's true.
But I don't know. I think that I thought you were gonna ask me what's my favorite dunk. Like when they do, I like when they bring in like people and they jump over them. Those are pretty cool.
Oh, and then didn't
somebody did it over Kevin Hart.
Blake Griffin do it over like a car too?
Well, that was like a commercial, but
no, he actually did it, didn't he?
Yeah, the coolest ones, no debate. Vince Carter when he did the Vinsanity, that was like that's unreal. But NBA, that's kind of wraps it up. Draft coming up, All-Star Game. I'm gonna pick Curry for the first pick. What are you gonna do?
I'll go Giannis.
All right, and then obviously they got the second round for the starter pools. But let's jump into college hockey, and then we'll end with kind of the Olympics. But yeah, so college hockey. I guess the biggest thing we'll talk about this week is the Beanpot, because again, that's kind of, you know, everyone's gone for the Olympics for college, kind of all the big names and stuff. But so for those of you who don't know, the Beanpot's a huge tournament. Vinny can relate; he's grown up watching it. But
I've been there, TD Garden. I've been there multiple years. Watched the championship games. It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, so the Beanpot's pretty cool. It's at TD Garden, like Vin said, and it's 4 schools always, and they switch up kind of this who plays who. So it's Harvard, BC, Northeastern, BU. And it's pretty cool. The student sections all sit in the upper bowl, and they kind of all like chirp back and forth. But so
they like throw chants at each other across the state, the arena.
Well, I can relate. It not college, but high school hockey in Minnesota, the state tournament. So they kind of do that, which is pretty cool. But yeah. So the Beanpot took place Monday, and so that was kind of the first round, and the second round, the championship was Northeastern and Harvard next Monday, so that's pretty cool. That's about it for college hockey. Again, my notes are kind of slacking because normally I have them all on my phone, but I'm doing GoPro footage. It'll be a cool video. So yeah, we got to kind of, I guess we'll end with quick the Olympic, if Vin wants to pull up the Olympic medal count for the U.S. And then, while he's looking that up, I'm going to shout out our friends at because, again, their hoodies are unreal. And, their wax. I mean, their hoodie's not even their main part. It's the wax that really sets them apart from the rest. It's all natural, made from beeswax. It's just really high quality wax. Again, you can use it for, your stick. They make surf wax too, but you can do tricks that you never even thought you could. You do Michigan's, the Zegras move. I'm sure if you put some U on your stick, the Zegras move is very doable. I love the wax. The boys have been using it in the locker room. The hoodie's pretty cool. Vin's girlfriend even stole the hoodie, right?
Yeah.
She loved it so much. But anyways, yeah, so that's you. Check them out at you stoked on Instagram. So Vin, you got the medal count for us?
Yeah, so this is the current medal count, right?
Yeah.
For all so
it's pretty early in the game, so
US is sitting at 10th, which
but it's all relative based on the events.
Right. So they have US currently has a gold and a silver in snowboarding, 2 silvers in freestyle skiing, 1 silver in alpine skiing, 1 silver in figure skating, and 1 bronze in cross country skiing.
So no gold yet?
No, 1 gold.
Oh, 1 gold.
Snowboarding.
Who can you see who got that? Click on that. Just look up US snowboarding. I'm sure it's. Oh yeah, it's that one guy.
Jacob Ellis, or I don't know who that.
Yeah, that makes. I think I saw him. He's the snowboarder on their Instagram. Yeah, it says Jacob.
Lindsay.
Oh wow! Wait! We gotta talk about that on the pod.
That's actually a problem that we just did that.
The fact that me and Vinny had 2 this is okay. This is if I was listening, I gotta keep my composure for this because.
With the way her Twitter handle looked like it said.
Yeah, you explain what just happened because our listeners are probably what's going on.
Okay, so I looked at a tweet that said congratulating. First of all, the snowboarder who won the gold her name is Lindsay Jacob Ellis. It's just Jacob and then it says Ellis. Yeah. So that's just her last name. And I her Twitter handle just says Linz Jacob Ellis, and I didn't know who they were, so I just read the two.
No. What happened was...
I thought her last name was 2 names.
Yeah,
basically.
So he said Jacob Ellis, and I'm like, that sounds really whatever, too namey. But her real name's Lindsay Jacob Ellis, so he said her last name.
Jacob Ellis.
Yeah, but he thought that was the name. Sense. So Jacob Ellis didn't win a gold. Well, yeah, I guess she did, but Jacob Ellis didn't. Yeah. People are like, who's Jacob Ellis? The best part was I totally went along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember watching him.
It's like,
he's a snowboarder.
It's not.
Dude, that's hilarious. But yeah, so that's the medal count, and that kind of wraps up our sports talk. Before we end, again, I want to give a shout out. I don't know if any of you guys have watched the UBS Arena Tour. 43 Oak Foundation, really cool event that they put on at the Islanders' new arena. Really just cool organization, what they do. And we're going to get an interview with Sean from 43 Oak, so stay tuned for that. And also Top Line Hockey. I met the guys there last night. Really cool what they got going on, opening up a new skating thing in New Jersey. I shouldn't say thing. It's kind of a state-of-the-art workout facility with kind of all you need to get better. Great guys. Check them out on Top Line Hockey on Instagram. And, yeah, so let's get into our interview with Jackson Blake and Joe Miller. So, yeah, that's kind of it for Sports Talk. See you guys next week.
See you guys. Thanks.
For those of you that listen to Sports Talk, I know I mentioned the interview was with Jackson Blake and Joe Miller. It's actually just Joe Miller. Jackson Blake got a concussion, so it's just going to be Millsy and me. It's a great interview. Welcome to today's interview of That Good. Today we have Chicago Steel and Toronto Maple Leafs draft pick, Joe Miller. Millsy, welcome to the pod, man.
Thanks for having me, Trax.
Hey, no problem. So yeah, Millsy, we go way back to the
Way back.
Machine Blades days. So yeah, I mean, I'm talking, 7, 8 years old, playing in Winnipeg, and yeah, pretty good rivalries with the Blades machine. So let's just jump in, kind of give a little background about yourself to the listeners, Millsy.
Yeah, so I'm Joe Miller, obviously, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Grew up playing for Minneapolis organization, and then I went to Blake High School my entire life, so pre-K to when I graduated last year. And then right now I'm playing for the Chicago Steel in the USHL. This is my second year. So I skipped my senior year of high school. Chose to play down here.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty good. So yeah, well, I guess we can kind of rewind a little bit, kind of talk about how you kind of got into the game of hockey. Kind of when did you start playing? Where did you kind of learn to play the game?
Really, I got into it through my sister. My sister was taking skating lessons when I was 4 years old, and she was 6. And I just hated sitting in the stands and watching her.
Yeah, no one likes sitting in the stands, so yeah.
Yeah, obviously not.
You're a health bomb in watching your sister.
Yeah, no, it was not. It was not fun. But yeah, then my parents decided to throw me in a pair of skates. I kind of just took off from there. Obviously, grew up going to wild games with my dad, which is really when I fell in love with the game.
Yeah.
And then really just ever since, obviously I love it. So just took off.
Yeah, it took off from there. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, all of our guests on the pod, we like to kind of hear their origin stories. But yeah, that's a good one. So let's kind of jump in here to the Blades. I obviously mentioned our connection, kind of growing up playing against each other there. But, kind of talk about, the Blades and kind of what got you into that program, because I feel like being a Minnesotan, and it's for AAA, it's always between the machine and Blades.
Yeah, so I mean, I actually thought for a while, Tregs, I was gonna join you on the
You're gonna
machine.
jump the machine wagon, dude. Could have used you.
I kind of hopped off the ship last second. I'm super good family friends with the Dexheimers. Obviously, you know Benny.
Oh yeah.
But he was going the Blades direction, and his parents kind of swayed my parents, and I mean, we're so young at that point. I didn't really care who I played for as long as I got to play. So yeah, I started playing for the Blades in second grade, and then played all the way through until I aged out. And obviously, like AAA hockey was electric. It was fun. We had our battles.
Oh, dude, I just remember Stars and Stripes, or like the Caribou Cup. I mean, those days. I mean, we'd be like
the Caribou. Yeah, Caribou was a classic.
Yeah, we'd be like 12 years old, 10 years old playing, and the barns would be pretty full. Like, I remember the games being like almost like, I guess we were younger, so it's hard to tell, but like I remember it being packed, and it's just like, it's hilarious because we're like these 10, 12 year olds just playing puck. But yeah, no, again, I'm sure anyone listening probably knows about Machine Blades, but me and Mills had some great kind of rivalry years there. Blades I'd say Blades kind of won the overall battle for sure, but we snuck in a couple dubs.
Wade, though, I feel like in the early years, you guys had our number. I feel like the first 2 or 3 years, we like never beat you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, like we got older, we had to call in our ringers, our Cade Lemmers.
Yeah, your Mitchell Coners.
Yeah.
I remember, shout out Zach Michaelis, he's probably listening, but I remember the Michaelis Coner Lemmer line could have been the most dominant line in AAA hockey history.
It had to be.
Yeah, I mean,
you could have thrown them in a high school game when we were 13, 14, and I think they would have done all right.
Oh yeah, I mean, Michaelis is wheeling up the wall, and his shot, it was unreal. But yeah, no, again, like I think it's crazy now. Looking now, we're all kind of grown up, like where some guys have gone. Like obviously yourself being drafted. You look at Hallam, you look at Brosey, Faber down the road. So it's pretty cool, guys. So yeah, let's jump more into high school. You mentioned You went to Blake for most of your life. For the high school, I feel like that sometimes people, have a lot of options and decisions, whether it's Edina or Tonka, EP. For you, was that ever a factor, or was it always Blake?
No, it was always Blake. My mom graduated from Blake. My grandma did too, so it was pretty easy for us. Never really thought about going anywhere else, and especially because I live pretty close to the city. I'm a Minneapolis kid, so the high school was only 2-3 blocks away from me, so super close too. And I never really wanted to change schools. Never regretted going to Blake. I love my experience both in school and playing hockey, and it was a great time.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, Blake was kind of under the, not really on the radar for a little bit there. I think, guys like you and Brosey coming to the program, Gavin Best, really helped kind of, you guys were single A before, but moving to double A,
Okay.
I think that, you guys helped kind of change the culture there. And, I'm looking at your stats here on EP. You started as a freshman, correct, on the team? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh.
You got 37 and 25, and pretty impressive. And that was when Brosey came to, obviously. So just kind of describe, playing with a guy like Tristan, you two, and the chemistry you had as freshmen in high school.
It was unreal. Honestly, it's some of the most fun I've ever had playing hockey. And just like you said, we grew up playing against each other, me and Broser, but never really knew him off the ice. And he's still one of my best buddies today. And the chemistry we had in high school and just starting off that hot our freshman year was super cool. We played little run and gun, a lot of puck movement style, and
Oh, I'm sure it was pretty cool.
got more the setup man. But
Yeah. You think you guys, obviously Zegras wasn't around when you guys were playing. You think you would have pulled it off or no?
I don't know if I got that skill to do that in game.
Yeah, I feel like Brosey.
Broser probably could have done it. Flipped
Yeah.
it over.
I feel like Brosey probably could have done the Michigan in high school. I could see him pulling it off.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but yeah. So like I said too, you guys kind of built up the program there. Blake was a powerhouse single A, but kind of double A is a huge jump. I guess kind of describe. You probably witnessed it, and kind of being a stronger player on the team. Kind of describe that movement for Blake, kind of from that single A to double A, and actually being a contender.
Yeah, so I'm going to be honest with you, Trags. When I was growing up in lower school and then getting into middle school, going to Blake games sometimes wasn't the prettiest thing.
Yeah, hey.
Really, I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by a lot of good players, and the birth year above me, the class above me, in my class were super strong. So I actually didn't know that we were going to move to Double A when I was going into my freshman year. But it was a big thing. It was a big decision because obviously Blake is a super small school, but I think we knew we had the talent and the younger talent that over the next 3-4 years, as we all continue to go through high school, that we were going to be really good. And obviously you want to play against the best competition. So moving up to Double A was obviously tough. Our first year we did pretty well, but not as well as we did my sophomore and junior years. So it was cool. Yeah,
so let's, I think you touched on that great. Let's transition kind of those later years in high school. Sophomore year again, you and Brosey still doing your thing. I'm sure you probably had, the Steel wanting you to play or kind of, make that jump before and after. Obviously Tristan left that junior year. Obviously probably pretty disappointing for the program, but kind of for you, obviously you stayed and you stayed it out, you're captain your junior year. Was that kind of decision hard for you, or were you always pretty set on staying that junior year?
It was easy for me. I was always pretty set on staying. I just think it was best for me to develop another year, and obviously the team we had my junior year, I thought we could make a run, state title, and we did. So, I mean, that's every Minnesota kid's dream, is get a shot at a tourney. And so, no, I knew I was probably going to leave my senior year, but junior year,
Yeah, it was.
run it back one more time.
Yeah, run it back. I like that. So yeah, and like you said, you guys again, you had a really solid team. You had Dexy, you had yourself, Gavin Best, and you guys did make that. You made the tourney that year. So and kind of going into it, I think, I remember being at that game at Mariucci, and when Bestie scored, I mean, I think you had a couple tucks in that game, but. Kind of talk about that feeling when you finally made it. You punched your ticket to the X.
I mean, I can't really describe it. It's unreal. I mean, I know some people that have gotten to do it multiple times, but I've actually said this to my parents a few times. But I literally I think I blacked out on the ice as Gav scored. I don't even remember the puck going in that. But it's also just a relief somewhat. Because I had that idea that, this could be my last high school game, last run. So, you never really know what's gonna happen, and honestly, that's probably the most fun game I've ever played in. Was that game against Benilde at Mariucci. Just great atmosphere, super back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's I knew it wasn't really going to hit me that you were actually playing in the tourney until we were there, which was true. But it's just getting to that point. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, again, I going to Shattuck, I can't relate. That was one thing I for sure missed out on. But I remember that game. I mean, like you said, you're playing Benilde at Mariucci, and there were studs on that Benilde team. You got obviously Schweitz. Yeah, you got Mess, you got Sarsland, you got the goalie was good. But yeah, to win it on a penalty shot, and again, for a guy like yourself, you stated out, you trusted you knew the program was going to have a good kind of roster that junior year, and it kind of paid off all the hard work. So again, probably was unreal feeling. I
gotta ask you, Trex, have you seen that penalty call? I ask people this every time I talk about this game, but because there was so much controversy after if it should have been a penalty shot or just a normal penalty. What do you think?
Well, okay, so I was at the game, right, and I was we were on spring break. I was with my kind of, I guess, Shattuck crew, and we were on the side, right behind the net there. So I got a perfect glimpse. You know what, man? I actually think that was the right call, penalty shot.
I do too.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm biased, but
yeah.
I'm biased as possible. I think it was the right call.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, again, I think there's a little favoritism for you there, but yeah, no. I mean, if you ask Schweitz and Mess, I don't know what they would say.
Yeah,
but
the opposite.
Yeah, no. But I mean, I remember a classic. I got to give him a shout out. Mahoney comes up to all of us with his state tourney medal on, and he's just kind of rubbing it in our face this is the greatest moment of my life, and I'm like, oh, Mahoney, man, you're a beaut. But yeah, no, dude. And then the tourney itself, again too, it's obviously every Minnesota player's dream to play in that, and I gotta ask, that I feel like everyone, walking up to the blue line and they announce your name at the X, what is that like?
It's unbelievable. I mean, I just remember. Really, the only thing I was thinking about was don't fall and really just say hi, Mom. Obviously, got to give your parents, grandparents, whatever, a little shout out. But I just remember all the people standing at that blue line, and it's just we played in the 11 o'clock game, so it was the first game of the tournament. I just remember I think it was pretty much sold out for that game, and it was that. That's when it really kicked in, yo, this is real. We gotta get going. We gotta win this thing. But it's something you gotta experience.
Yeah, no. Again, too, I think that's probably my initial thought is just don't fall. I mean, you look at John Bell.
Oh my, Johnny Bell,
tough luck.
Come on, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting chirped for that in juniors, last year.
I just remember when he fell. I actually texted him about it, but it was just Like that video of him falling was everywhere. I swear it was on every hockey account.
Oh, dude, it was like a total. It was on. It was on Spit and Chicklets. Like it was a total wipeout. But yeah, no, you guys had a great run there. Again, I think I guess talking to you now, you guys were kind of like the Bengals a little bit. Going into that tourney, kind of the underdogs. Joey Burr. But
I don't think anybody expected us to like even make the section final game.
Yeah, just sleeping on the Bears.
Yeah, Section 6 AA was rocking that year. We had like Gleason and Cretan, Benilde obviously, and then Edina's team was solid too.
You took down some just powerhouses there, But again, pretty cool to see you go there. And then obviously you had a pretty monster junior year there, and then kind of moving into the next year, obviously. That summer was the 2020 draft, right? I'm kind of COVID is kind of.
So I have the worst birthday in hockey. So I was the youngest kid. That's why I was in 2020. Like my birthday is the cutoff. So. Good point for the listeners, because like Tristan was in the one after, right? Yeah. So it's the cutoff is September 15th. So like the youngest you can be born on is September 15th, and that's my birthday.
Oh, dude, yeah. Did you? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's like really most of the kids I grew up playing with, like bros, or like you said, that were like born any time after that. They were in the next draft.
Next phase.
So it was weird, yeah.
Well, yeah, and good point too, because yeah, you're probably with all the O2s in your junior class, because again, you're old for your grade, are in that 2021 draft. But I mean, did you ever try submitting like a claim to the NHL or something? Like based on the time you were born or something?
No, nothing about that. I was just. I honestly didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, you want to hear your name called, and that's something you dream about. But I didn't really have my hopes too high. Like I hadn't heard much. So yeah, I was really just waiting around all day to see what happened.
Yeah, well, it worked out for the best, because you got drafted in the 6th round, 180th overall by a pretty good organization, the Maple Leafs. Is that good? But yeah, like again, I keep asking probably this question too much, but getting that kind of seeing your name on the board there, it's got to be pretty unreal. But in that moment, kind of what was your initial feeling?
It was wild. So I was actually down here in Chicago, and I was in the weight room. So I had a workout with a few other kids, because this was like pretty early when I got down to Chicago, like within the first month. But I had talked to Toronto 2 or 3 times. I just didn't like. You never really know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't really give you.
They don't want to make you seem like too much on one side or the other.
Yeah, they gave me a window. They said probably later round 6, 7, and I talked to Philly one time, and so I told my trainer, I was like, I gotta take a seat, because it went Toronto, Philly, Toronto.
Oh.
Had 3 straight picks, so I sat down for that. First Toronto pick went off the board, wasn't me. Philly went off, wasn't me. And then I remember 180. I saw Joe Miller come up on the TV, and got a phone call like right as that happened. I just remember all the boys that were in there were going crazy, and it's unreal experience. Like especially enjoying it with your buddies was unreal.
Yeah, that's I think obviously there's cons of that draft, not being in person and all this. You didn't get the experience. But, again, you see videos like Boltman, a lot of guys were with their teammates. So that's got to be pretty special, sharing that with them. And I think you touched on it great, talk about in Chicago. Let's kind of move into that part of your career. So like you said, you left your senior year and you went to a pretty good organization. I mean, you could call it pretty good. They're amazing. The Chicago Steel. That 2020 1 year. I mean, the roster is absurd. I mean, you got, I don't even know how many draft picks, but let's talk about like kind of that transition from high school to junior for you.
Oh, I mean, I gotta be honest with you, Trace. Like, I got dominated like the first 2 or 3 months I was here. Obviously, like you said, that team last year that I was lucky enough to be a part of was just loaded. Sean Farrell, Matt Coronado, Mackie Samoskevich, Josh Doan.
Is that good? I mean, geez.
Yeah, but it's wild, especially coming from like Minnesota, where like the competition is really good, but it's nowhere near like that level. It was a big adjustment for me, and honestly, like it's also tough because you go from your high school team where you're one of the better guys, you're playing all situations, all minutes, and like with the roster we had, that just wasn't gonna happen. Like
Yeah. I mean, I'm counting right here. I mean, there's 10 draft picks on that team last year. I think that's right. Does that sound right?
yes, that sounds right.
Yeah, I mean for a junior hockey. I mean that's like a college club. That'd be like Michigan's college team. I mean basically half the team is at Michigan. But I'm looking at the points here too. Like I mean a guy like Adam Fantilli is 7th on the team in points, and he's probably gonna go.
Yeah, he's gonna be top 3 pick. Yeah,
exactly. And again, I think you made a great point. We had Gleese on the pod, and he kind of mentioned that too. You go from high school, which you dominated in, obviously. I mean, if you got the talent and stuff, but going to a team like that is. But it probably it probably was for the best. I mean, again, like you said.
I tell all our younger guys this year that like I feel like your first year junior, it's really like a feeling out process. It's a learning process. Like I totally had to change like how I see the game. Like everything has to translate as you keep moving up to the next level, and that's really like what I felt like my first year was all about. It was just taking it all in from those older guys that had been there before and watching them, and then obviously, like I played more of a third, fourth line role, but like I loved it. I love being able to do that and just trying to help those boys, help our team in any way, and it's super cool because I feel like I'm in their position this year. Like I feel like,
yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like it's kind of like the totem pole. You know what I mean? You're moving up the ranks. And I think again, that's a great point to all our younger listeners out there. Going into juniors or whatever. Like, again, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. And
exactly.
I think the first 15 games of a kid's junior hockey career are the hardest because again, like it's a feeling out process. And again, I think you touched on it great. I think the biggest thing for you was the mindset of it, and I think you handled it pretty good. Talking about it, but let's kind of move into that again. You guys were dominant all year. That championship run you had, and you obviously ended up with the Clark Cup. Is that good? But talk about that kind of playoff experience and holding the trophy at the end.
Oh, it was crazy. Like playing a whole like playoff series was wild. Like it was a super cool experience because it's not just like one and done how it wasn't many playing high school. Like you got to show up for multiple games, and like even though our roster was loaded, like the playing field is super even once you hit playoffs. Like everybody plays super tough. Like scoring goals is super hard.
It's like the Stanley Cup. I mean, look at the Lightning. They had the best. For a couple of years they had the best roster, and they lost in the first round.
Yeah. No, it's the whole game really changes, and it was super hard for me. Like I talk about the regular season being hard, but playing in playoffs was even that much harder because so much less time and space. But yeah, like when we finally got to that Clark Cup, it kind of hit me then too that I think we got a good chance of winning this. That team from last year had super high expectations, obviously, and we battled. We really battled. Yeah,
and again, you came out on top, and I remember bumping into you at Perfect World. Shout out Perfect World at a workout and kind of gave you the congrats. And sounds like it was a pretty cool experience. You guys had the ring ceremony. You got your rings and the banner. But let's move into that second year at Chicago. I guess just firstly, again, like you said, you're in a kind of you get a lot more responsibility on this team, and it shows. I mean, on the points, you're having a really good year. I guess let's move in, or not move in, but kind of talk about what's been the biggest difference for you from last year to this year.
I feel like really it's just confidence. I think that's the biggest part about it. Like, I feel like it's finally my time,
Yeah.
As I was talking about last year. But it's also just like you have more of an opportunity to try new things and play more of your style, which obviously is a big thing. And then, like we just touched on, I mean, I got the opportunity to play with Adam Fantilli, who is going to be a top 3 pick, and that doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, no, and I was just gonna kind of ask that. Playing with the high end talent on the steal, how do you guys kind of in the room like stay focused on that team effort instead of the individual? Because sometimes having a star, like a bunch of studs can kind of sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, I think like I said, we learned a lot from our team last year. I think last year our leadership group was unbelievable. Like my roommate Eric Mindorf. He was 20 years old, but he was just like knew how to lead guys, and I think our older guys this year are pretty good about that team mindset. And obviously, our coach is pretty hard on us about playing simple, no one-on-one hockey, like play together, and everything's gonna be easier. And honestly, like guys figure it out as you go to the next level, but like those individual stats will come more when you're playing as a team, when you're playing with other guys, rather than just on your own.
Yeah, I think that's and again you got the A this year, so you have a huge part in the team's success and kind of leading the charge there. But I'm looking at the roster too. I mean, you got a couple handful of Minnesota guys, and Jackson Blake, yourself, some studs. What do you think, like, growing up in Minnesota, like, how do you think that sets players apart from other players you played with, from different states or countries, just being like a mini player?
Yeah, I think really it's just the development aspect of it. I feel like my game was not polished, but I feel like it was more well-rounded coming out of Minnesota than some other guys. And I feel like a lot of it is the depth, too. Like, Minnesota's just so deep. I feel like other states, you can run it up on some teams, and the competition isn't as good. Like, obviously, when you're playing those high-end teams, the games are always good. But I feel like in high school, like, especially, like, our junior year, I feel like every game was a battle. Like, didn't really get any nights off, and you saw a lot of different competition, a lot of different guys, so I think that really just helps in the long run, helps you prepare for the next level.
Yeah, and I think you said it best, too. There's not really another state. I mean, Massachusetts, kind of, that has the high school program that Minnesota does. Like you said, the depth. And also, too, you got the Elite League in the fall, and you're playing all the All-Stars from high school. You're playing Shattuck. You're playing really high-end talent. So, again, I think you touched on that great. And I guess, talking about your game and development, I guess being a smaller guy myself, I feel like you kind of got to do the extra to get noticed sometimes and kind of earn respect. But for you, kind of what's been important to your game that's made you effective at your size?
I really just think it's being a dual threat. I see myself as a pass first guy and a puck mover, but I feel like, especially this year, it's been a big focus of mine to be able to shoot the puck, be able to put the puck in the back of the net too. I feel like that makes my game so much more dangerous. And I honestly too, I think like we can use our size to our advantage in some areas. That low center of gravity.
Oh yeah, I've gotten that one before. The only reason he's fast is because he's low center of gravity.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, it's just being able to use our body in the right way, and
kind of a chip on your shoulder at all, or?
Yeah, 100%. Well, and also I feel like that started in Blake. It started growing up, just being a smaller guy. You're always somewhat overlooked, and then going to Blake, and Blake's not really recognized or seen as a powerhouse hockey school. So I feel like that chip it's been on my shoulders since pretty early in my hockey days.
Yeah, it for sure. Like you said, I think it helps sometimes, especially nowadays too. Like smaller guys are way more available in the game, and it's way easier. For us to move on. Back in the days, it was kind of that big kind of hitting style, but I think it's a lot more skill and speed, like you said.
I think the game's like trending in that direction. I think you see more and more guys in the NHL that are smaller and more skill based, and I think at least I hope so. But I think the league will continue to move in that direction.
Yeah, no, I think it will. I think guys like Caulfield, Gaudreau, I mean, the list goes on, Garland, the guys just kind of building up the resume for smaller players. So let's kind of move into, your college decision for Harvard. Obviously going to a school like Blake, education was probably a big priority for you. So, talk about that decision going to Harvard.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on it right there, but education's always been really important to my family, and it was really a no-brainer for me at that point. I was able to go out to Harvard last summer and check out campus and talk to them a bit. And I love the city a lot. Love campus, and obviously the Chicago Steel connection is there too. I got a bunch of buddies who I played with last year that are out there right now. So really just that connection and the education piece made an easy decision for me.
Yeah. I mean, again, you look at Harvard, Sean, is it Farrell or Farrell? I always get it mixed up. Farrell. Yeah, I mean, dude, the guy had 5 points today. Is that good in the Olympics? Abruzzese, right?
Yep, Abruzzese.
Coronado.
There. Jack Barr, Ian Moore.
Yeah.
So it's really, I mean, people joke around with me all the time that it should be the Harvard Steel.
Yeah, the Harvard Steel. Yeah, I like that. Well, I mean, it goes to show too. I mean, it's a high end program at the Steel and Harvard, and probably a factor in that is you're getting these guys that are hardworking, focused, and want to win. So both powerhouses. I'm sure you're gonna have a blast there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Obviously Harvard, but let's kind of move out of hockey and just before we get into kind of finish with we do kind of a segment called Fire Crash. But before we do that, let's kind of talk about kind of some hobbies you do. I know you're kind of a golfer, so if you want to tell the listeners, describe your golf game.
Oh, my golf game's a little shaky if I'm going to be honest. Some days I feel like Tiger Woods, and other days I feel like a 6-year-old swinging a club. But I feel like I'm a short game guy. Short game is where I thrive a bit. The long irons are a struggle for me. They're pretty all over the place sometimes.
The 4-iron banana, kind of the banana hook or something, or
oh yeah, it's not even. It's like a fade.
It's a peeler.
Yeah, it's a peeler.
Yeah, dude.
So I mean, once the snow melts, I got to get back out there and work on that. But all the time we got boys here. We go play mini putt probably 2 or 3 times a week. So I'm hoping when I get back out on the course that my putting stroke is just unreal.
Yeah, just butter, just totally dialed. Hey man, look at Happy Gilmore. I mean, obviously something worked for him. But we got to hit the links this summer. But yeah, I mean, I guess do you kind of have a PGA comparison, if you were to say?
I mean, swing wise, I I gotta go with John Rahm. I got that short, like slap shot style backswing.
Nice.
Quick. Obviously, can't compare myself to John Rahm, but I feel like that would be my comparison. Probably like a Sergio temper too. Throw that in there.
Oh yeah, Patrick Reed, Sergio mix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I like that one. Yeah, but yeah. So that's kind of obviously you're a big golfer. Kind of any other stuff you do outside of hockey that kind of in your free time you like doing.
I mean, when I'm home in Minnesota, obviously water sports. Got to get out on the lake. A little wakeboarding, wake surfing. Down here, obviously got to hit the sticks sometimes. Play a little Xbox, a little chow. But yeah, I feel like a pretty simple guy.
Yeah.
Hang out with the boys, play hockey.
Yeah, that's the classic answer. Just kind of
yeah.
love the game. But yeah, so that kind of wraps up, I guess, our interview part. But before we end, let's do our. I don't know if you've listened to any, but we do a segment called Fire Crotch. So it's like 10 questions. Kind of, I always say rapid fire, but it's not, and they're just kind of like simple, questions.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll just shoot them, and yeah, you can kind of get them going here. So let's move into Fire Crotch, and we'll get her going. So first question, favorite song.
Ooh. Favorite song. I think right now I gotta go Seven Summers by Morgan Wallen. I feel like it changes a lot. I'm in a big country phase, but yeah, I think that's gotta be my favorite right now.
Yeah, I feel like the juniors part of the year is country, and then the summer it's like rap, EDM.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know, I like that. It's a great song. All right, who's got Ox in the room?
Oh, Adam Fantilli. He's got the Ox. He doesn't give it up much, but he's got a massive variety of playlists. He's all over. But
all right, I'll do a fall. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying he kills it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was my follow-up question. What's the rating out of 10? Fantilli's music.
When he's firing on all cylinders, I'll give him a solid 9. Sometimes he gets a little too slow for me, a little too girly. I gotta tell him to switch it up, but when he's firing, he's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, 9. Yeah, that's I got Ox in our room, so I don't know if the boys would give me a 9, but I think variety is the key when you're Ox.
Oh yeah.
You gotta tailor everybody.
Yeah, you gotta feel out the room, see how the boys are feeling.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, again, if it's a hard practice, after, yeah, you're gonna put on country. But
Exactly.
if we got Thursday, we're doing PP day, we got to get some EDM in the room to get the boys going, or a little Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
100%. All right. Let's do. I guess. What's your dream athlete besides hockey? Like any athlete.
Any pro sport?
No, sorry, I should word that differently. If you could be like one athlete of all time besides hockey, who would you want to be?
Ooh. I'd probably go Tom Brady or Tiger.
Tiger?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with those two.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say MJ because I've heard there's a story Brosy was telling me you met him.
I did meet MJ. Actually, I mean, yeah, I might have to go MJ. One of the three. I feel like those three are obvious. You can't go wrong. But yeah, I was out in Florida a few years ago with Broser and another one of our Blake buddies, and MJ. We were golfing, and MJ was in the group behind us, and he had just a total entourage of like 10, 12 carts. And we obviously you gotta let MJ play through, and we wanted to meet. Right?
Yeah.
So he rolls up to our tee box when we're out there. Obviously, gotta shake his hand. All this. He sticks one par 3 to about 4 or 5 feet. He's using like custom baby blue Jordan tees. He was just the whole aura of him is just.
The sty is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I think he was playing for like $10,000 on that hole. They throw down some serious money. He's playing with a bunch of amateur golfers. And he was puffing a cigar. It was exactly how I imagined it to be, really.
Oh, dude, that's literally like the Last Dance. Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard stories though, like that. Yeah, he'll play with like sometimes like in his entourage is just some random guys once in a while, just for like big cash.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what they were doing. And he gave that to us straight up. He had a bunch of guys, and they were just throwing down a ton of money.
Yeah. Oh, that's unreal. Well, that's a great. I mean, I know we sidetracked, but that story is unreal. But yeah, so yeah, I guess we'll. So you're gonna go MJ, or are you switching it?
Yeah, I got to switch it now after telling us.
Sorry, I had to bring it up. All right. I guess what's your favorite away barn to play in the U show?
Ooh. I only got to play there once, and I only will ever get to play there once, but it was Waterloo.
Oh yeah.
That place rocks. They get close to selling out every game, and our game against them was nuts. They actually ended up beating us in OT, but we were up like 5-1, 5-2 going into the third.
Oh, I remember that. Didn't Reiners score the OT winner?
Yeah. Mason Reiners had the OT winner. I think that was his first career goal too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, it was. I think their crowd single-handedly got them back in that game. So that was obviously super fun. And that barn, Olympic sheet of ice, just great feel to it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, a couple PWHT alums there. All right, let's do celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush. I gotta go Blake Lively.
Yep, nice. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Favorite TV show you've binged in the last year?
Ooh, Money Heist. Once you get over the subtitles and everything, because I think it's like a Spanish show
Yeah, I think it's filmed in Spain or something.
Yeah, in Spain, but really like the plot. It's left me on the edge of my seat for most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I gotta check that out. I've heard it's pretty good. All right, Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Not a talk guy.
I don't even have a TikTok account, Shags.
You gotta get a burner going. Use your 20 whatever.
Use their 1,000,000 numbers. Actually,
Yeah.
But
The pod just got a TikTok account, so we're trying to.
All right.
Yeah, we're experimenting. Yeah, we're not doing the videos where you do the moves, dance moves. It's more just good content.
Exactly. I mean, I might have to create an account just to swing you guys a follow.
Yeah, a little Kevin Durant burner account. Let's see. We got two more here. Let's do favorite movie.
Favorite movie. I'm not a big movie guy, so you put me on the spot. It's got to be one of the Avengers movies.
All right, we'll just say Avengers series in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those guys. All right, and then I guess that kind of my last question kind of works. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Superpower. I don't know. I'd probably go super strength.
Super strength. I like that.
No, I'll take that back. Be able to fly.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yep.
All right, that wraps up Firecrotch and our interview today with Joe Miller, Chicago Steel. Mills, thanks for coming on.
Anytime, Trace. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, if you want to sauce your in stuff for the boys, not the boys, the listeners to follow you, go ahead before we hit end here.
Oh yeah, follow me on Instagram, Joe Miller 10.
All right, sounds good. Mills, thanks for coming on. I'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks, Trace.
See ya.